where exactly does SAP fit into this improved digitization? And perhaps what exactly does D4M bring to the table in that regard?
Certainly. So there's a lot of technologies that are associated with digitization of the manufacturing process. Our particular focus and the slice that we as an organization support as a service provider, we have a high degree of skills and capacity in SAP. So certainly when we look at supporting organizations in their journey to Industry 4.0, it isn't necessarily just wholesale changes of ERP or MES or anything else, but we like to help our customers to accomplish those goals with those technologies. The technologies that we support certainly are SAP. Now, SAP and S/4HANA, the ERP environment, are technologies that absolutely support the digitalization of the manufacturing and operations processes. And yeah, we'd love to have a discussion with anybody to show how that might be able to support it. In addition, we also have some very core manufacturing technologies that we support from Dassault Systems, including Dassault MES, which is a Aprizo. The product name is Aprizo, as well as advanced planning and scheduling. The footprint of those technologies is very broad. So there's a lot that we can do to help support our customers in those areas.
Can you just elaborate a little more as to what SAP is doing for Industry 4.0 and in particularly S/4HANA? There's quite a few manufacturing companies out there that don't necessarily know what it is.
So remember earlier in this discussion, I said that there are two key phrases, integration and data. And access to data in real time and the technology to leverage that data to make decisions rapidly are front and center in the Industry 4.0 paradigm. S/4HANA is arguably the best tool for supporting that data hungry concept. S/4HANA uses technology that has been developed specifically to increase the availability of data in real time and increase the speed at which that data can be looked at, analyzed, processed, and leveraged for effective and useful information. So S/4HANA uses the HANA database. HANA stands for High Availability Network Appliance. But what it means is that all of the data, unlike in the olden days, we'll call it, all of the data, the transactional data that is used by a company sits in memory as opposed to being stored in a storage device, a digital storage device. So that data is in memory so that when a routine or a business process is being executed, it can look at all of the relevant data in real time and quickly come to a conclusion, as opposed to doing a job and running the job overnight and creating a report and issuing the report that may be extremely voluminous that somebody needs to look at the next morning in order to come to some conclusions. That data now can be available, for example, real time in a dashboard. And that data then can be leveraged for various digital processes to, again, make decisions and come to conclusions extremely rapidly so that those processes can be streamlined. We talked about some of the benefits that were achieved in some of the automation factors. In 1990, 25% of operations in a factory were automated. Today, it's 75%. And digitalization is just doing those types of advancements for a lot of customers. Specifically, SAP S/4HANA and the peripheral tools that go around it is designed specifically to support that kind of an effort. And from a Dassault perspective, Priso and Ortems then can also leverage that data in real time or near real time in order to make decisions quickly and rapidly. Furthermore, the algorithms and the artificial intelligence associated with both of those tools means that we can take that data that is quickly and easily accessible and process that data in ways that we know make sense very fast, so that those decisions can then and the processes can be modified very fast in order to keep the benefits and the efficiency and the effectiveness of the operations at a high level.
When exactly did this Industry 4.0 trend start? And when do you think it will become a reality? Because it'll soon be mandatory for S4 HANA to be implemented by, wasn't the date 2027, if I'm not mistaken?
So Industry 4.0 is a reality now. And companies are at various stages of adopting Industry 4.0 concepts. No manufacturer who intends to still be in business within the next 10 years is not paying attention to this, or at least trying to pay attention to the idea of Industry 4.0. What is Industry 4.0? In the 1700s, you had the first industrial revolution, right? You had steam engines and water power, and you created machines that could support mass production, and instead of doing everything with by hand. In the 1800s was the second industrial revolution, and now we start getting into data and communication and transportation with the advent of the telephone and telegraphs and cars and assembly lines. So the manufacturing process continued to mature. The third industrial revolution, which really happened in the 1900s through most of the 1900s, was maybe not most of the 1900s, but the latter part of the 1900s and the early 2000s, factories were starting to automate a lot of production processes. But it still relied on human input and human control. So the fourth industrial revolution, which is really happening now, it is happening now, is the next level of manufacturing automation. And it has a focus on connectivity and data, and the purpose is to drive efficiencies unseen before. So just better business decisions through the seamless creation and analysis and communication of data is really the core of Industry 4.0.
It seems as though, again, based on your historic context, that you're saying this is an extremely revolutionary and important step in the processing of factory production. Will this increase in data be able to, say, automate the process in some way? Take, for instance, a plant is under efficiency in some way. It's not making enough cars or something. Would the system have some sort of AI in place that would allow it to just to seamlessly make that change and increase productivity?
Yeah, so again, let's just go with an example to see if we can explain it that way. So I have a customer who has a very large and complex manufacturing process, and they manufacture some industrial equipment. And if you go on their production floor right now, they were stuck in 1977. They were recording production information with a Sharpie and a piece of cardboard at the cell level, at the manufacturing cell level. And they have a very large product portfolio. And so the transitioning from one product to the next was a complex process involving tooling, process setup, materials, resources that are qualified to do it, and all the rest of that stuff. All of that was done manually. And they have implemented an advanced planning and scheduling system that leverages real-time data from ERP about materials, about resources, about the status of machines, about who was on the plant floor that day, to create algorithmically, rapidly, to create a production schedule for the day that will accomplish the KPIs that they're looking to accomplish. And for them, it was on-time delivery, minimize setup and downtime, just to maximize their production capacity. And it is having a revolutionary effect on their capacity. So they were able to invest in this advanced planning and scheduling solution, again, leverages that real-time data. They were able to create that. And instead of having to build another factory in order to support more capacity that they needed, they were able to do it just via efficiently scheduling it.
It seems as though the more people I talk from D4M, the more that this issue of just outdated planning becomes just this thorn in the side of the industry that just will not go away.
I don't think anybody's insisting on being stuck in the past. It's just it's a tough concept sometimes to grasp, how I can take my already taxed production process where we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off, trying to accomplish our strategic goals, on-time performance, whatever those strategic goals are, and understand that data and decisions alone can have a significant impact on capacity as opposed to just adding more capacity.
What are your suggestions on getting factories to update their scheduling software when sometimes they are unwilling to make that change? How do you suggest that people finally take the time and just finally improve their scheduling software?
For 99% of manufacturing professionals, I don't think it's a matter of a lack of desire to do it. It's more of a lack of an understanding of what the costs and payback and benefits are going to be from automating some of those processes. So a good way to start that journey or to extend that journey would be to evaluate what can be accomplished and what the benefits from doing that level of automation are likely to be. And we've been doing this long enough now that we can pretty easily assess that and provide information to companies, to manufacturers about what you should consider doing, what the possibilities are, or what you should consider doing, how much it's going to cost to do that, how long it's going to take to do that, and then most importantly, how quickly you'll see the derived benefits from making those changes. Nobody makes IT decisions anymore just because it seems like the thing to do. Companies are demanding to understand and know what those tangible benefits are going to be to justify those projects. But every company wants to accomplish some of those goals that are the promise of Industry 4.0. So let us help you do it. Let us help you analyze that and assess that. It doesn't take a tremendously long time to begin to put together a roadmap and understand the benefits of what you can do and should be doing in order to become a world-class Industry 4.0 manufacturer.